Hey, this is Dani, and the channel is You and Me Living Free, and I'm at the Big Tent today. Today is opening day at the Big Tent. It officially opens at 9 a.m. I'm here before 8 a.m. I got a great parking place, and the reason I came early is because, of course, it's going to be packed, but also because I have a conference call with one of my groups that I'm doing 8 to 9, and then as soon as the show opens, I'll go right in at 9 o'clock. I'm going to find out about some work camping jobs and maybe some other opportunities like that, because I would love to stay on the road, but I also need to make money, so I'm looking at a bunch of different alternatives. And these would be a couple of them, maybe work camping or even beet harvest or something like that. I'm like looking at it optimistically. I'm like, I could get in really good shape. It'd be really hard for like a month, but I think I could do it. And anyway, so I'm just keeping an open mind. I'm going in. The RTR yesterday had a talk for about an hour and a half on work camp jobs and things that people are doing to make extra money. So that, with all the research before then, and then I've talked to some people one-on-one about things that they have actually done. Like there's a woman, they were calling her Schooly Carol, so I don't know if you'll know who that is, but Schooly Carol was talking about doing the beet harvest, and I think she was the oldest person doing it there, like at 72 or 73, but she said like 12-hour days every day for 28 days in a row, but then she walked away with a chunk of cash, right? So, you know, it's a possibility. And so keeping an open mind, excited to be here. I'm going to sit for an hour, do my meeting, eat some breakfast, and go on in, and I'll take you with me. Okay, first things first, I had to take a picture of where I parked. I saw this sign right behind me, and it helps because I'm very disoriented when it comes to finding my parking place. I'm one of those people, like if I go to the mall, I have like a certain section I park in, so I never have to think, oh yeah, which store did I park at? Where am I? It is a confusing thing for me. So whether I'm going on a walk on the beach or leaving my car somewhere, I will always take a picture of my surroundings when I'm getting started. That little tip is going to help somebody. For the rest of you, you're like, why are you spending so much time talking about this? Okay, let's get on with it. We aren't wasting any more time. Here we go into the tent. Now, you know, I try not to get close-ups of people's face. And when I was walking in, I was just realizing what a hard time I was going to have, giving you an idea what it's like to walk around here and yet not put people on camera who don't necessarily want to be on camera. So these shots are very brief, and it's just to give you kind of an idea. If you've been to any kind of convention or anything, you know what to expect. There's a ton of people in the booths, and they're all trying to sell you something. And there were just anything you could think of. They were selling everything from bamboo pillows and warm wool socks to shocks for your campers and what are those things, like tow bars and things like that. So they were selling all kinds. They were even selling spices and things like that, just kind of generic stuff. And then here's outside looking at e-bikes and everything you could need for kind of the van life, the RV life, could be found here. You could do tours and stuff of RVs and things like that, but that is not my bag. Like, I'm not interested in buying an RV. When I first started the van life journey, I thought, oh, wouldn't it be great to have one of those great big RVs? And now I think, even if I had all the money in the world, that's not what I would want. Hey, more power to anyone who wants that. I'm just saying, for me, I need to keep it small, keep it manageable, and a van for now is great, and even a bigger van would be awesome. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked again. Let's get back to it. The main reason I came to the Big Tent was to find out about work camping opportunities. So let's dig right into this. I'm going to give you just some pictures that I took, some pictures of brochures that I had handed to me, and what I think about a few of these top opportunities. Starting with a couple things that everybody has heard of. We're talking about the beet harvest. There's Michigan, there's Montana, there's North Dakota, and I'm sure there are many more. And so this is just one of the companies that was doing some hiring. Actually, Express Personnel does hiring for a lot of these different areas. So if you're interested, remember Express Personnel. They start at $15 or $16 an hour. They have, according to one person who worked there, they worked 12-hour days, but then 4 hours of that day would be overtime pay. So pretty decent, and you can walk away with a chunk of change if you did a 3 or 4 week beet harvest. I think they typically start late September, early October. That gives you some idea. And everybody's got videos on the beet harvest, so I'll leave it at that. Next is Amazon. Gotta love them, gotta hate them. Either way, you're aware of the Amazon camper force kind of stuff. There are places in different areas, though. I talked to one guy who actually worked at a facility in Kentucky, and all they did was shoes, I think. So there are different kinds of opportunities. Now, I don't know about you, but going to work someplace in November, it sounds a lot better to go to Kentucky than somewhere really far up north. But that's just an idea. We all know the good and bad of Amazon. They pay okay, but they might be very strict and give you a hard time about taking breaks, things like that. We've all kind of heard of the micromanaging stuff, but it's there, it's an opportunity, and it's in consideration. Here's something I did not know about that I thought was interesting as well. They're in the same price range. They pay about $15 an hour. And this is a company called Southern Cross. And what they have you do is they have you go out across gas pipelines that run like under the earth, and you have like this counter that registers whether or not there's a leak. And you literally walk over places where the gas lines are buried, and you wave your thing like someone with a metal detector. You wave it around and walk and walk and walk, I imagine, through not only urban stuff, but a lot of out in the country and things like that. You walk and walk, and then if you do find something, then they have a procedure for that. But I thought that was an interesting thing, and I hadn't heard about it before. Here's something that sounds like fun, and it's right outside of Bryce Canyon. And Bryce Canyon is literally, if you have not been, you must go. It's one of my favorite places on the planet. It's gorgeous. Ruby Zinn is looking for all kinds of positions that you can imagine at camp, at a resort, at fairground, at campgrounds and stuff like that. They're looking at for a variety of different positions, but here's the bad part about them. They're only paying like $10 an hour. Sorry, folks, but that's a no from me. Now, I'm kind of excited about this one, so let me tell you, this is Express Personnel again. They hire for the beet harvest. They also hire for DigiKey Electronics. This is a position at DigiKey where you're going to be working in a warehouse. So think of kind of Amazon, only a little more laid back and supportive of their people. The person who worked there told me that even the older people who moved slower, not once were any of them told, you really need to move faster. You really need to fill this many orders an hour, things like that. Doesn't mean they can let you slack. It just means there aren't it isn't quite so stressful in my mind. Now, again, I've never done it. I did talk to a person who had done it, and those are my impressions. So for about the same money per hour, maybe even more, then you are in kind of an Amazon situation, but in less pressure. Now, to me, that sounds pretty darn good. Their minimum requirement, I think, is a 3-month commitment, but you don't have to commit to any more than that. And I think it's pretty much year round. They have different things that they hire for. Right now, they're moving warehouses, so there's a big demand. And those pictures that I'm showing you are just from Bob's video that he did on this specific thing back several months ago, because I was so excited talking to this guy, I forgot to get pictures and information directly on it. No, that sounds like me, doesn't it? So I can tell you, I think there are plenty of opportunities out here. And not only did I get to do the searches in the brochure, but I actually got to speak with people who had actually done these jobs. And that's a big deal for me. I want to talk to the actual people who've been in the position. As this video rolls, I'm just showing you like walking, driving in or out of the parking lot. That's just backstory. That's just B-roll. What I want to tell you is that, you know, since I've been on this journey for a year, now that I'm getting closer to the end of my time, I'm about 10 months in on my 12-month journey, I really am anxious to keep on the road. I really don't want to go back to like a normal kind of life, living in the Midwest, staying in one place, maybe traveling on a weekend or 1 or 2 or 3 vacation weeks a year. I'm not interested in going back to that at all. And I did feel like there are many opportunities for me here, and they became real. They kind of jumped off the page, off the computer, and into my mind as real possibilities, and I'm really grateful for that. And the big tent did that for me. But you know, I wasn't going to last here long in these big crowds. I only lasted about an hour, and I had what I needed. So bye-bye to the big tent, and you have made it to the end of another video. I appreciate you so much. I am sending you so much love. You can't even believe how much love I'm sending you. I hope this was helpful for someone, and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.